Wow.
Hello and welcome to Coffee with Serge. I'm Serge.
And I'm Graham, and I'm here to have coffee with Serge. Serge, what is that?
This is the coffee siphon, which is the coolest and probably also most complicated way that a person can make coffee at home.
Now, we had one of these once at a coffee shop in Seattle. Is this now you've bought your own? Is this yours?
So this is technically mine. It was a gift from a member of the community, so shout out to Texan Reverend. He's been an amazing supporter for a very long time, but this is my baby.
Now, when we had this before, this was called a Japanese coffee siphon.
Yes, so technically it's a coffee siphon. Now, how old would you guess this thing is? Because it looks like something a hipster would pull out of their lab, right?
Yeah, I had assumed, because we don't see it very often, that this is a more recent finding fancy new ways to brew coffee.
This was made in Germany, 1830s.
1830.
It's 200 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Now, it's called the Japanese coffee siphon. Japanese really popularized it in the 1920s. They really like the light flavor, the light body, the brew method that comes out of it. The downside of this brew method is it takes forever, which is also why a lot of cafes won't do it.
Well, I can't wait to enjoy one today.
All right, let's get into it. Step one, we need hot water.
Okay.
The siphon is not good with all coffee. I think that's the most important part of its failing. So it's really only nice if you're highlighting light notes, fruity notes, tea-like notes. It's got no body, especially when compared to a French press. I've specifically picked a very light Peabody Kenyan coffee for us to try. Give a little smell there.
While you're weighing this, what's a Peabody?
So a Peabody is actually like a mutation of the beans. So normal coffee beans inside of the cherry, there's two of them and they're kind of like best friends.
Okay.
A Peabody is a single one on the inside, so it's rounder. Yeah, sometimes you'll find them just in your regular coffee, but in this case, they went out of their way to make it so that every single bean is a Peabody. All right, our brew method here is 20 grams of coffee, 300 grams of water, so 20, love it.
Nice.
Get to put it into my beautiful hand grinder here. I also just love the sound of a hand grinder. I realize this is slow, it's not for everybody, but the ritual of hand grinding.
I feel like more than any other brew method, the Japanese coffee siphon lends itself to the ritual.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a Chemex and I enjoy that ritual. And that's, to me, that's a lot. But this is
Oh, it's so beyond that.
a whole other level.
It's so extra. All right, is we need our 300 grams of water weight.
Is that an unusual ratio? 20 grams of coffee to 300 grams of water?
That's 15 to 1.
Okay.
It's
so
pretty,
fairly common.
yeah, a pretty standard ratio for basically anybody to start with is 16 to 1. 16 grams of water for every 1 gram of coffee. And you can make it stronger or weaker, what you're looking for. So this is a little bit on the strong side.
And so this is boiling water?
Just off boil.
Okay.
1 second here.
And that's mostly to save you time.
Yeah, the halogen heat lamp really, there are faster ways. I just don't love open flame in my kitchen, if that makes sense.
The halogen heat lamp. Is that what that device is? That's a heat lamp?
Yes.
Okay.
This is why I love this method. It's so cool, it's so sciencey. Because every time I see this get started, I'm expecting like electronica house music to start playing. Right? All right, next thing we gotta do is we need a filter.
Okay.
This is a cloth filter at the top. There's a chain to hold it into place. So let's see if I can nail it. Nope. Let's see if I can nail it. Nope. Let's see if I can nail it.
First try.
First try. And so what we've got, we want to make sure it's centered
It's
here.
like it's spring loaded.
Yes, because you're holding it into place. So it's cloth filter wrapped around metal.
Okay.
And it's forming a seal so that coffee can't pass through here.
Right.
Is we're gonna wait for this water to start to boil, and we're gonna make sure these are heated together because we don't wanna add something that's cold and or room temperature into something that's boiling, so we're letting them heat somewhat together.
Okay.
But once this gets to a full boil, we're going to seal it, and that's gonna cause a vacuum. So the bottom's gonna be sealed because of the rubber stopper, and then science is going to kick in. When the water gets to boil, it's going to turn into gas. the gas is going to displace all of the water. So the water is going to go from here up into the top.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Then we add the coffee, and then the coffee is going to brew up top. When we cut the heat, science is going to reverse itself, and it's going to form a vacuum, which is going to pull all of the water through the grounds, stopped by the filter, and then we're good to go.
What an amazing way to make coffee.
You were talking about the water temperature here. In everything you do, there are rules, and then you have exceptions where you break the rules.
Right.
And commonly they say, don't make your water boiling or you're going to burn your coffee. And yet the Japanese coffee siphon uses boiling water. Arabic coffee uses boiling water.
Right.
So you can do it, not all the time. We are now fully boiling.
It's going now, all right.
All right, so we're going to press this into the top. The rubber stopper is going to make it a vacuum. Science is going to kick in. The water is going to turn to gas.
Oh yeah.
The gas is going to displace the water, and the water is going to move all the way up. I know, it's so cool.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just enjoying watching it. 1830s.
1830s. Yeah.
They would have had to have made the glass for this before. How would they?
I don't know, weird old glass blowers.
Fair enough.
So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the heat down just ever so slightly. We don't want it at maximum heat, but we also don't want it cool enough that science reverses itself.
Okay.
90 seconds.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add the coffee, start the timer, stir it 45 seconds, stir when we're done.
Okay. So the actual brew time is only 1.5 minutes.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, all of this has just been set up.
All right.
So give it a stir. The main goal of stirring here is to make sure that all the grinds are wet. If we're gonna respect a ratio of water to grinds, make sure it's all actually brewing, right?
Okay, 10 seconds left on your timer. Yeah, it's going in there. It's tumultuous.
All right. Timer's there.
Okay.
We're gonna cut the heat.
Oh,
Sorry.
no more.
The party music ends. Get it off the heat source.
Okay.
Give it a stir, because we want a nice little dome as an indication.
How
that it's
soon?
done.
Oh, okay, immediately.
Yeah, science is, well, there's no heat, right?
Right.
So the gas is going to turn back into water. It's going to stop displacing itself. And this is the vacuum that we're talking about. So it's getting sucked down through the filter because it wants to get pulled down here. And this is where the big chunk of the extraction is actually happening, is from this vacuum.
Wow.
And it's literally boiling because it's like lava.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
see that. And then all your grounds up top are in sort of a dome.
Well, the filter has done its job.
Great. Is the dome something you're looking for?
I like the dome. I think of it as a sign of a nice clean extraction.
Okay.
Because water is lazy and it's always going to follow the path of least resistance.
Right.
So if it's full of holes or it's all over the place, it's not going to do that. This gets it all in a nice even area. Next thing we want to do is we actually want to crack the seal here to let this start to cool.
Right.
And again, you cannot have hotter coffee than this right now. It is literally boiling as we look at it.
Is this like a danger, or is it just sort of goes foot and like?
I mean, it is boiling
okay.
hot glass.
All right. Well, you got it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, don't do this with your bare hands. This is warm through the rag. So very important step anytime. We want to make sure that we preheat our glassware.
Oh, right. And that's so that you're not extracting heat from I'm trying to remember what I learned from last season of Coffee with Serge. So that you're not extracting heat from what you're actually drinking.
Hot coffee, cold cup, lukewarm coffee.
Right. Ooh. Wow.
The really pleasant smell hits like a second or two after.
Yeah, it sort of is like, okay, that smells hot. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Okay.
And now, I mean, again, the reason why this is not super popular in cafes, now we play the waiting game.
Oh.
Wait for it to get to a drinkable temperature so we don't annihilate our tongue, right?
Right, because it's still super, super, super hot. Hi, yeah, wow. All right.
Look at the steam.
Yeah, that's so hot. Now, I'm asking this as a question, so please don't be offended. Would one take this with milk? Or is this?
You can.
You can.
So,
well, you've always been a big advocate of you enjoy coffee however you want to enjoy it.
I don't think you get this brew method if you like coffee with milk.
That makes sense.
And the reason, so typically the reason you're adding milk is 1, temperature. People like it to cool their cup. 2, body. They like that thickness. Or 3, they find coffee really bitter. And so what they're doing is they're adding milk or cream to it in order to soften some of the flavors that they don't like.
Yeah.
The whole point of this brew method is to bring out those very soft, very light notes already. And if you're doing a brew method focused on specific flavors, taste those flavors, don't cover them up. But again, you do you. Like, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum.
While we're waiting for this to cool to a drinkable temperature, if somebody wanted to get into this to the extent that you have done, what would all this gear run them? I mean, let's assume they already have a kettle or at least a way to make water hot.
Yeah. Let's ignore the kettle, let's ignore the scale, let's ignore the grinder.
Sure.
Because that's not nothing.
Right.
The coffee siphon by itself, $100 US on Amazon.
That's less than I thought, to be fair.
The halogen heat lamp, $260.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you said the siphon came with a
It comes
burner.
with a butane source. You'd have to get fuel for it. Obviously, they're not going to ship that. It comes with some backup filters. I mean, you can't really see it because it's covered in the dome right now. So you can brew it for a while. It's not cheap, and that's part of why it's falling out of favor in cafes, because this is so fragile.
Yeah, I see that.
Like, you break either part of it, it's gone. You're out $100.
Yeah.
Right? And think of the turnover. Think of the time that we've spent brewing this. We've been here for 15 minutes. We can't even drink this coffee. It's teasing us. It's taunting us.
Could probably
And
drink
if
it
you're a
now.
high volume place that's trying to make a whole bunch of this, you can see why it'd fall out of favor too.
When you're done, what's the cleanup like? Because that looks the top part with the filter and everything.
Yeah, it's not too bad, honestly. Like a lot of reusable filters, and a cloth filter is reusable if you
nice.
clean it. There are backups. It eventually gets kind of gunky, and if you don't stay on top of it, they stink. But yeah, just rinse it with water. Rinse it with water, wipe it down, put it away. I mean, the biggest hurdle in all of this, again, is how fragile it is.
Right.
I'm going for it.
All right.
Drink slowly.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good. Wait for it.
Oh, it's so smooth. Wow.
There's a beat or two.
Yeah.
It's not very flavor forward. So again, this produces a very light cup. It's a very quick extraction, so the coffee and water don't spend a lot of time together. So you're bringing out the lightest notes. You're bringing out the fruitiest notes. And the body is going to be kind of watery. That's what that first taste is. And then it hits you. And then as this cools, it's going to get thicker. It's going to get sweeter. It's going to get more syrupy. It's just going to get better and better. But that reaction, that
Yeah.
sip, your eyebrows popped right up.
Yeah, it's so good. Man, I think we're making an excellent case for it. It's something you should try sometime, but maybe not something you need to, get into yourself.
Yeah, this is for the coffee lover.
This is delicious, honestly.
See, it's worth it to me. Which is
Yeah.
why I do this, right? The ritual is something that I enjoy doing. This is not an every morning.
I was gonna
coffee
say,
set.
how often do you siphon?
You want the honest answer?
Yeah.
6 times. I've owned it for 3 years. Like, it's a lot even for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, it might be up to like 8 now.
Well, I guess you would have practiced for today. Yeah. Spoilers.
Not including practice runs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like actual sit down, serve coffee with friends.
That's very good. Thank you, Serge.
I'm so glad I got to make this for you. Thank you so much for watching Coffee with Serge. We'll see you next time.